Welcome to the Jedi Ranger. I'm JohnBay555, and today I'm continuing my series of Mash retro reviews with Season 4, Episode 17, Dear Ma. So this is another episode where the storytelling device is one of the characters writing a letter home. In this case, it's Radar writing to his mom, and there's just some great moments, such as when Radar's starting his letter, he says, "I'm writing slowly because you read slowly." That's obviously now how it works, but it's just a great scene. It's a bit humorous, but it also shows that Radar is considerate of the fact that his mother does read at a slower pace than he would write himself. He probably learned that probably before he started writing his own letters dictating to his mother, and a little bit of characterization that we can take from that. But of course, that's a minor note. It's just a framing device for the main episode. And there's, I would say, two main plots in this episode. Hawkeye is having to give feet inspections for everyone at the camp, make sure they're healthy, no trench foot or anything like that going on. Meanwhile, Colonel Potter and Margaret are heading off to one of the local villages to, provide aids, medical treatments, that kind of stuff. And Colonel Potter's wife calls having a premonition that Colonel Potter is about to be shot. And guess who gets shot in the reel? Colonel Potter. And he goes, he doesn't want his wife to know that he got shot. So basically they pretend he's in the officers club rather than in the operating room. So they can still do that. He just has to pretend he's doing surgery. That would be the easiest thing to do. But I said they didn't do it. But honestly, this way was fun though. Remember, sometimes when you're doing a comedy, sometimes the humor needs to come before the logic. And honestly, that's how you often get humor, by subverting logic. But there's also everything with Hawkeye inspecting people's feet, including the fact that Frank does not want his feet inspected because he got his toenails painted by Margaret. And honestly, the vibe I'm getting from this scene is more of he's embarrassed because it's not masculine enough. And while, yes, I would say Hawkeye and BJ do kind of reinforce that in Frank's mind, at the same time, they will make fun of Frank probably no matter what. So, yeah. That's at least how I read that scene. There's also a scene where Klinger is writing to President-elect Eisenhower, or was he already president? Again, MASH timelines are always quite not properly lined up. But there is, he basically, "I'm crazy. You may see some of the letters I wrote to President Truman showing how crazy I am." Which is just, Klinger's standard stuff and all that. And there's some other jokes relating to everything, and all these smaller things, like the Klinger moment, because when Hawkeye is inspecting Klinger, there's a moment where he inspects Father Mulcahy, and there's no joke that it's the feet are original equipment. And also we learned that Father Mulcahy once got bit by his sister, before she became a nun. But in the notes, Hawkeye has Radar write it as nun bite, which is just funny. Colonel Potter, he gets a perfect score, which makes sense. He's been in the army since World War I, where trench foot was a pretty big concern, a pretty big thing. So of course he probably would have learned how to avoid that stuff, and then becoming a doctor further learned how to keep his feet clean and healthy. There's some other ones as well, but we don't need to go into all of them. But there's one more thing I do want to talk about this episode. There's a patient that's leaving the camp near the beginning of the episode who sells BJ a watch with no innards as part of a scam. And he ends up back at the 477. So BJ makes a joke, "I'm going to have you working as well as that watch." And that proves the soldier gulps. Now, obviously, we don't see what happens, but my opinion is that, BJ did it properly. He's a doctor. There was, if I remember correctly, there was an episode where BJ helps perform a totally non-needed surgery, and it gets at him. I think we got a couple more seasons before we get there. But that just shows that, in my opinion, BJ did do the surgery seriously. He was just doing a little bit of joking to, get back at the soldier for scamming him. But that is what I have to say about Dear Ma. You can let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comment section down below. And I hope to see you next week where I'll be reviewing the next episode of season 4, Der Tag. So I hope to see you then. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you, always.